You know the name Joe Biggs? You remember his name? He was an InfoWars reporter, and he was involved. I think he was involved in the Proud Boys at some level, but he's now being held in jail, mostly in solitary confinement. He recently wrote a letter, and I'll read it to you because I think this is so interesting. This is from Joe Biggs. If you know him, he's a big, muscular guy and kind of a rough guy. I mean, he kind of, talks a lot of stuff. He certainly doesn't have much of a filter. But he says here, today is my 3-month anniversary being locked up. Not allowed to work out. My body feels as if it's aged so much. Can hardly move. Walking has become very difficult. I sleep on a piece of steel welded to a wall with a thin mattress. I now have major lower back issues and shoulder pain from the, quote, bed. I've gotten maybe 10 hours outside altogether since being here. Think about that. I get to go outside maybe 3 times a month. The food here is all soy-based, so it's weakening our bodies. Hardly any protein. Mostly processed foods and some kind of gelatin dog food-looking stuff. No privacy allowed when using the bathroom. You have to be in view of everyone. Each cell has a shelf. You're not allowed to use it. Nothing can be placed on it. Lights go out at 11:45 p.m. and back on at 4 a.m. for, quote, breakfast. Luckily, the shower is only one person allowed at a time. Every cell has a small window that has been sandblasted so you can never see outside. Breaking any rules can result in losing the ability to the ability to talk to family or a trip to the hole, which is solitary confinement, for a few weeks where you are stripped naked and left in a bright, freezing room. I have anxiety bad now. Panic attacks so bad I black out. There are actual white supremacist gang members here who hate the fact that the media call Proud Boy white supremacist. They tested me on what it means to be one of them, and I failed miserably. Good. If I have to be one of them, I failed miserably. Good. I have a mixed baby, so that automatically keeps me away from that gang life. I live amongst actual racial supremacist groups, and they all say I'm too nice and nothing like the media makes me out to be. The black guys in here say if I'm some kind of representative from the Proud Boys group, then they like us and want to be in our group. We'll pick back up with this on the other side of the break.
Welcome back to the Morgan Streetman Show. And Morgan, as you're going through that reading as to what's happening in that prison in regards to some of the people, this is a Proud Boy in particular who we're talking about, who's in prison because of the January 6th insurrection. And with that, you're going through this list, and I'm like, are you kidding me? They're not allowed to, they go to bed at midnight, and they have to wake up at 4 a.m., so they're getting 4 hours of sleep a night.
That's tough. I can tell you from experience, only getting 4 hours sleep a night over a period of time, a couple of months, that really builds up. And that's very, very tough to do. Pat, you know about that some from your son, Austin.
Oh, yes.
Some of his training. I mean, it very quickly gets out of control. You start hallucinating. It's tough. It's tough. So let's pick back up, though, with the Joe Biggs letter. This is his letter from jail right now that he's writing, trying to share what his experience has been in jail. Remember, he was swept up in all of the January 6th incident. Now, I don't know if he actually went into the Capitol. I'm thinking that he didn't. I think he was broadcasting from outside, but they're trying to say that somehow he was one of the ringleaders or one of the people who incited this so-called insurrection. So let's pick back up with his letter. Remember, he just got done telling us that some of the black guys, he said, in jail with him, asked him a bunch of questions, and they say if he's any kind of representative of the Proud Boys, then they like the Proud Boys and want to be in the group. Okay, so we're picking back up now with quoting Joe Biggs. He says, "It's funny all these bad people shunned by society have taken the time to see me for me, and the media won't even try. I tend to stay to myself alone in my cell, reading the Bible and other Christian books. The plus side to this, God was able to get a hold of me in this place. In the end, I just pray people see the truth. I had nothing to do with that day. I never planned what happened. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time." Joe Biggs, political prisoner, a.k.a. inmate 2021-00002744. That's how he signs off. So that's the letter from Joe Biggs, a very different experience that Joe Biggs is having in jail than the experience that those two posh Manhattan lawyers who firebombed a police cruiser in New York City during what were called at the time peaceful protests. They get to enjoy their time in home confinement. They get to use their own bathrooms. They don't have people watching them. They get to go to sleep and wake up when they want to wake up. They get to eat what they want to eat. And why are people being treated differently? I mean, frankly, if I'm just being objective, I have to say it doesn't seem like whatever Joe Biggs did was nearly as bad as what they did. And I don't know. You know, having a political opinion, speaking at a political protest, being at a political protest as compared to firebombing a police car. I mean, you tell me, which one is worse?
You know, several tours of duty for this guy and 2 Purple Hearts also.
There you go. Good call, Pat George. That's right. He's a decorated military veteran. And because of his political opinions, he's now being punished. Thank you for listening to the Morgan Streetman Show. We hope you enjoyed what you heard. And if you did, please click like and subscribe to help us out. And remember that we recommend that you exercise your brain at least once a week.